Here's a little dresser that was kind of an add-on purchase to the dresser that I bought last week. It's not a really well-made dresser. It's got a lot of particle board on it, but I think we can make it look pretty. I'm going to replace the knobs on this. So for the top ones, I'm going to use these little round crystal ones. And for the other ones, I'm going to use these longer handles that a friend gave me when I was redoing her piece of furniture. So I'm going to use an Iron Orchid design stamp in white to mark the new screw holes. So since it's a black dresser, I'm just going to use the white stamp, and I'm just eyeballing it just to center it across the old hole for the pull. So this is just a way that I thought would be easy. And I know you can't see that mark, but I can see it, and I'll be drilling the new holes. And then after I'm done, I do a test to make sure that it fits right. I want to do this before the cleaning so that I can take care of all of that dust and all that stuff all at once. After I cleaned the piece with a TSP cleaner called White Lightning, then I rinse it with water. And I fill those little holes where the old drawer pulls were with Dixie mud. I wait till that dries, and then I sand. I give the piece a really good scuff sand, and I also get rid of the excess mud that has dried. So after that, I'm fooling around with the drawers, and then I realize one of them has a big gap, so I take them all out, and then I realize the problem. I'm missing one of those bars that goes across. So I measure and cut a new piece to put in where the old one must have broken off. This is probably the most wood on this piece. So I use wood glue and my nail gun and nail it into place. Success! Now I can go ahead and give everything a coat of bonding Boss. I don't necessarily need the bonding because it's slick. It's not slick, but I don't exactly know what kind of paint they used before, which is why I gave it a really good scuff sand, and I feel better about this. Also, I'm going to be doing some decoupage, so I'm using this gray, which will be great to give it a light background. Plus, I'm also using two different kinds of surfaces now with that other wood. So this one product is really doing everything that I want it to do. When I get ready to put the drawers back in, I notice that one isn't fitting right. It's missing a piece from the back that's making it drop down. So I go to my scraps and I cut one that's just the right size to fit in where there was a space before, and I just glue it and clamp it on. I'll probably have to sand it down a little bit once it's dry. While that's drying, I open the lily pad decoupage paper from Dixie Belle. How appropriate, considering my maiden name was Lily, and lots of times I got the nickname Lily Pad. So I am using water and a brush, and I'm just going around the edges to remove that white border. I could cut it, but I want a softer edge whenever it transitions into the regular paint. So this is trial and error for me because this is rice paper, but it has fibers in it. So it doesn't always tear easily. So what I found, again through trial and error, is the best way was for me to really start it, to wet it and start it, and then just kind of tear, and the dry part just kind of tore naturally. So I took my time with it because I didn't want to accidentally get a big tear somewhere that I didn't want, or tear into my paper and ruin it. So I just took my time, even though I'm speeding up the video. Once I get to the dresser, I hold it up for size just to see where I want to start. And then I begin with my satin clear coat from Dixie Belle and start to paint the dresser in the areas where I want it with the satin clear coat. And then I have sped the process up ×2 because this took a while, but especially with all those little creases in the drawers. You know, the top drawer had two different separations, and then the bottom one had one, plus all the dividers in between the drawers. So it took a while. I just wanted to make sure I had it straight, and you have plenty of time to play with it to get it smooth. If there's a couple wrinkles, I'm not stressing about that. I just love this. I think it looks like a Monet. So just enjoy while I work it out.
Lying here in my bed. what my heart says. I wanna be with you always. You are my world in every place. It's the things that you do, and it's the smile on your face. And as time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. I'm in a better place. Without your love, I am out of place. And without you, I am just a trace. I love you with all of my heart. Together forever, never to part. I wanna be with you always, 'cause that is what my heart says. That's what my heart says. I wanna be with you always, always, yeah. You are my world in every place. Oh, it's the things that you do, it's the things you do, baby. It's the smile on your face, smile on your face. And as time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. I'm in a better place. It's the things that you do, the things that you do. And it's the smile on your face, the smile on your face. And as time goes by, I know I'm in a better place. I'm in a better place.
Time for some paint. I'm using Dixie Belle's silk, and I'm painting the body of it in Cape Current, and I pulled out a whole bunch of colors to see if I can match up and sort of paint out the decoupage piece to fade it into the rest of the dresser. Before I did that, after the satin clear coat, the decoupage medium, was dry, I did use a razor blade and carefully cut the drawers open. And also I changed the knobs. I made them smaller, as you'll see later on. I didn't make them smaller, but I had smaller ones that I preferred in scale with the other handles. I paint close to the edge, and then I start to use different colors and sort of interpret the design and blend it into that Cape Current color. I used umber, Yellowstone, fiery sky, morning sunrise, Smoky Mountains, and Everglades. I use different brushes for all of them. I typically don't use a mister with silk paint, but I did in this instance. I invite you to check out this video by Flip It Furniture. Amy is the amazing furniture artist. Ironically, we did sort of the same piece. You might not think it's ironic because actually Amy's video came out first and I did see it first. But I had already bought this piece of decoupage paper and wanted to use it. Funny, our dressers are both mid-century pieces, but Amy's is definitely more mid-century modern. She also uses chalk mineral paint, and I'm using silk. And her blending skills are like no other. I love to watch her blend paint. So I recommend her video. Please check it out. And what she does with the knobs, amazing. I tried that color Harbor in there, and that really wasn't working. So I just kind of kept going, and I ended up sort of covering it up and definitely blending it in. It doesn't swear at it, but it's just the only isolated spot where it was. So, you know, as you look at it as a whole, like I said, it's really not bad, but it was just the only piece like that. So I tended to go back to the original colors that I chose. And here I blended the Fiery Sky and the Yellowstone to get an orange color to complete the design. Finally getting to the top of the piece, I put a first coat of the Cape Current color on. With the second coat, I also decide to employ a technique that I've used pretty often. And while my paint is wet, I'm taking some Moonshine Metallics, first in Deep Woods, which is a lovely green color. And then I use Pacific, which is a beautiful blue. I do the same treatment on the bottom panel. I add touches of those two metallic colors throughout the piece. I do a little overpainting, and I do a little on the sides, and I just use the Big Daddy brush and just kind of blend it in a little bit as a neutral brush. Be sure to tune in next week on the 22nd, and my premiere is at 4 o'clock for the Flippin' Friends Summer Fun Edition. BYOBF, bring your own best friend. Also have some exciting news for my business coming up soon, so stick around. If you aren't subscribed, I hope you decide to. So here's a reminder of what this piece looked like before we got started. Before the final photos, I actually changed the top knobs to a smaller knob. Thank you so much for watching today. If you're new here, I'd appreciate it if you'd subscribe if you like this content, like and share it with your friends. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you don't miss a thing. Find Statement Designs on the web at www.statementdesigns.org and on social media as Statement Designs. Stay well.